My name is Bevan. I'm a storyteller. I want to share with you my thoughts on the role storytelling plays when supporting people with autism. I talk from experience. I've had the opportunity to work with special children and young adults on the autistic spectrum, both in my capacity as a creative practitioner and also as a support worker. Among the places I have worked are Greenfield Special School in Metha, Beechwood College in Surrey, and working at these two places broadened my understanding of the role storytelling plays in facilitating communication and building a shared language. There are certainly benefits to embedding storytelling in a healthcare setting. Storytelling has the power to change people. It has the power to motivate. Kids on the autistic spectrum are not ill or broken. They simply have a unique view of the world. They see the world differently. They read interactions and situations differently too. I believe in these kids. I believe in their potential to grow. And the biggest gift I have been imparting onto these kids with autism has been showing them I believe in them and making sure they know it. We are all from stories, each and every one of us. So, what stories do we ask when all we want is to understand the autistic child's experiences of the world? What stories do we ask when all we want is for the autistic child to have a full and rewarding life? I've always believed that my role as a support worker has been key to the well-being of these kids. I have a strong conviction that a good support worker has to have good storytelling skills. A good support worker has to have good listening skills, so they can listen to these children's stories and be able to facilitate better person-centered care, build good rapport and trust, put themselves in a better position to promote best practice. I can also say throughout this role, being a support worker and being a creative practitioner, I've continuously managed to reflect on my own moral compass and resilience building. Storytelling is all about communicating, and the best starting point for storytelling in a healthcare setting was to know what's in the care plan. Once we know what's in the care plan, we get to know the young person's tastes, interests, and level of impairment. People with autism require structure in their lives, schedules, checklists. Now, I start thinking of the tools that I need to get the job done. Marathon, PECs, and so forth, in order to provide meaningful interaction. And after going through the care plan, one gets the feeling that we know the young person we are working with better, but indeed, I can say what's in the care plan does make us knowledgeable. But what's in the care plan can also make us biased and judgmental. I say so because I have felt a bit of bias. I have seen colleagues adopting a biased stance. But let me say this. A good support worker considers the fact that autistic children react differently to storytelling. A good support worker or parent makes good use of what's in the care plan and other supporting documents and books. He then crafts the right stories, bespoke, person-centered stories. And I believe that used this way, in conjunction with contributions from a multidisciplinary team, storytelling becomes that spark that lights up the path to well-being. Storytelling does not work in isolation. It complements other efforts aimed at the well-being of the autistic child. Working at Beechwood College, the 365-day, 24-hour healthcare facility college, I had the privilege to work with JB, a fun-loving youngster. My day started off with a handover brief with night staff who would tell us how the night went. In this brief, we'll be allocated roles, we'll be allocated students we would work with throughout the day. And maybe on a 1-to-1 or 2-to-1. JB was 2-to-1. And in this brief, and as soon as these briefs ended, myself and another colleague, if we were working with JB, we would go straight to JB's room. But JB would not be in his room. JB would be pacing in the corridors, waiting for staff to come from the handover brief. As soon as JB sees the member of staff that he wants to work with, he approaches that member of staff. Are you working with me? Not getting a prompt, satisfactory answer triggered JB. And also, if that member of staff we had just asked answers, "No, JB, I'm not working with you," JB would start biting himself, getting really agitated. Anxiety was the main trigger of JB's behaviors. And being told no certainly invited behaviors. And it is now moments like this that a good support worker would see that this youngster is having difficulties in expressing the way he is feeling. His behaviors are a means of coping with the hard times that he is having. So it is not kind to aggravate the situation. The best way is to tell JB a good story that will bring him back to the baseline. JB, do you want to go and play Fun Stars? Yeah? You want to go and play Fun Stars? And of course, when you tell this story, you have to be mindful of your own body language, because JB could easily pick on negative body language. JB could be de-escalated through redirecting him to activities he considered pleasurable. A permissive, non-authoritarian manner, as well as the ability to empathize, helped a lot in de-escalating JB. When I worked with JB, I felt I had to be the role model, respecting and supporting his personal choices and opinions. JB had an individual education plan devised just for him, because at times he attacked other students. He also had a card, "I need a break" card. JB, if ever he was in class and he felt his anxiety is rising, he would raise this card, and we, the supporting staff, would take him out of the classroom, either to the fields or back to his room. And throughout the day, we would encourage JB to catch up on some of the classwork he has missed. And if JB does the work, we would again encourage him to take his work to the class teacher to have a look at. If the class teacher is satisfied with his work, the class teacher would give him a tick. Now, if JB got 3 ticks in a row, JB was rewarded. And his reward was to take him to a pub. JB just loved the ambience of the pub. Perhaps JB felt he was moving from institutionalization to community integration. In the pub, JB would talk to everybody, but he did not like to be ignored. In cases like that, myself or the other colleague would redirect JB, explaining to him why some behaviors are not acceptable in public spaces. Now, taking a chance to take JB to a pub helped in his social skills, and it added value to his well-being. My work with JB is one of the many examples of children on the autistic spectrum benefiting from practices that embed storytelling. Quantifying the benefits of storytelling is outside my scope. Being a storyteller and a support worker, my focus is on the qualitative aspect of it, bringing smiles on those children, paying attention to their physical as well as emotional well-being. I believe in these children. I believe in their potential to grow. The biggest gift you and I can give to these children is showing them we believe in them and making sure they know it. Thank you.